And you said you got beat up a lot as a kid. A lot of the fighters had really violent childhoods, and I guess is that what happened? You were getting beat up, and you're like, "Fuck this! I got to start wrestling."
Man, it was rough. I used to have, a lot of times kids have bullies, but they have like one kid. It's like one kid that actually makes your life a living hell. And I had that same type of situation where this one kid used to just mess with me all the time. And one of the happiest days of my life was when I learned to wrestle. And he used to just come. Like, they would have random kids playing basketball. Kids would get into fights or whatever. I would watch, just like everybody else. I want to enjoy the fight. We are drawn to that. When somebody starts to fight, we don't go, oh, these people are fighting, we're going to not watch this.
Right.
We always go, wow, I want to watch the fight. So I would watch kids fight. And if I was watching the fight, kids saw, oh, there's a ruckus. I guess I'm going to go over there and kick Daniel's ass. Why not? There's already one fight, so I'm going to go beat up on Daniel. Well, one day after I started wrestling, his name is Gilbert. Who is to this day, Gilbert is still around the same height. He's only about 5'5", 5'6", but he was 6'6" when we were like 9 years old. He was the biggest kid. Anyway, Gilbert came over and he was going to kick my ass again for the. The kid's like 99-1 against me in my entire life. He was coming to kick my ass for the 100th time. He just didn't know that I had learned to wrestle. So as soon as he went to get me, I took his ass down, put him in a half Nelson. He's like flopping around on his belly, like, what is going on here? I was like, you see, this is your life now if you try to kick my ass again. And fast forward, this is crazy though. Fast forward to me at 34 years old. I'm in Louisiana, right? I'm in Louisiana, and for some reason that I still can't explain to this day, my brother decides to give Gilbert my phone number. We're in Louisiana. I'm around the corner at my cousin's house. Gilbert's at my mom's house. He calls me, and I'm like, hello? He's like, Daniel, what's up? And I'm like, hey, what's going on? Who is this? And he's like, it's Gilbert. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? What's going on? How you doing? He was like, good. He was like, when you coming back to your mom's house? I'm like, I'll be there in a little bit. He was like, okay. He was like, I'm going to come back. I was like, okay. He was like, and you better not leave. He's like, I was like, what? I was like, do you really still think that we're 9 years old? I was like, what are you going to do if I leave? Are you going to kick my ass or something? Like, he, in his mind, he still saw the same kid. I was like, are you out of your mind? I was like, have you lost your mind? I was like, do you know what I do now? I was like, You're going to kick my ass if I leave my mom's house because you say to stay. But in his mind, so delusional, he was like, you better not leave.
But why did he want to?
I have no idea. Because I purposely left hoping the child was like, what, is he going to kick my ass? Let me see how this story plays out. I'll put his ass right back in that half Nelson.
Did you see him? Did you actually see him?
I've seen him now a number of times. He's a crazy little guy, man. He's a crazy, crazy little guy. He's a guy that stayed in Louisiana. He drinks and he still fights. He's always fighting. So, yeah, I saw him. I'm nice to him. I'm not going to, what am I going to do? I'm not going to beat him up or anything. I'm nice to him.
Well, he changed the course of your life. I mean,
really
who
did.
knows where you would have been
in a way, right?
Him being a dick set you on the course of a great life.
I have had an unbelievable life, and part of it is owed to Gilbert Francis. I tell you, he was a bad kid too, man. I remember he was a bad kid. I remember going to like kindergarten, first grade, and I'm walking into the school, and I hear, Daniel. I'm like, what is going on here? He's like, come here. I'm like, what? I'm like, where? Where is this coming from? I look down. Kid's like on the ground trying to skip school. I'm like, where are you going to go? You're 5. You're 6 years old. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to go? What are we going to do? Like, the park's right here, but my mom lives like 500 feet from the park. What do you want to do? Get my ass kicked by my mom now, too? So I got to get beat up by you and her? Like, come on, dude.
Oh, God. It's funny.
By the way, that's the happiest of all the fights you've talked about. The happiest you've been is tapping Gilbert when you were 10 years old. That's
100%. I had his ass in that half Nelson. His arm was up. I was like, that is your life now if you ever try to kick my ass again. He just left me alone. He was like, wow, this dude can kick my ass now.
How